wake up another day, we have to face whatever we have in front of us, whether we're brave enough to or not. If you're really struggling to find really, I'm just having a hard time, I'm really afraid and I feel like a coward, maybe that actually has to do with how you value yourself. One of the most important things and the key element of brave is hello and welcome to the Brave Today podcast. This show is going to encourage, challenge, maybe even provoke you to step outside of your comfort zone and take more action to better improve yourself and your health. I'm your host, Mark Avens, and in this crazy upside down world that just seems to keep pushing a narrative to become softer, weaker, sicker, unhealthier, and truly more dependent than ever, the goal and intent of this show is to help you navigate through this so that you can become braver today than you were yesterday. Hey, listen, welcome to our very first episode and podcast form, The Brave Today. Mark Avens here. And to kick things off, I wanted to really just share with you the core values of brave, that word, where it came from, how it became the title of my coaching program, and also the podcast that we're starting now. You see, every year comes up and there's a word. I've been coached and mentored to have a word for the year. And over the last probably 4 to 5 years, there was different words that resonated with me most. And this past year in 2023, as 2022 is coming to a closure, we were finishing up, just thinking about how incredibly brave people are to keep going on, to keep moving forward, to keep stepping out of comfort zones. And truly the women, primarily the women that come into our coaching program. And if you don't know, I'm the creator of the Brave Movement, a one-on-one coaching program for women over 40. And just I've seen some incredible feats of bravery for women who have been struggling in their health and fitness journey. And then also just in general with what's been going on in the world in the last couple of years, more specifically, of course, just with everything that has happened with all the lockdowns and all that stuff. And not to get too far off, but just it really required people to do one or two things, right? To be really afraid. And don't get me wrong, I'll be the first to admit that there was some fear that crept its way in, but also navigating through it, right? The reality is if we wake up another day, we have to face whatever we have in front of us, whether we're brave enough to or not. And as I kind of dug into this word brave, and that was my word for the year, and how it really just kind of reinvented not just myself and my own personal journey, but for actually the core values of our coaching program. And I wanted to take this time in our first podcast to share with you what that word truly is. And it defines really, there's 5 core elements to being brave. And it really resonated with the women in our program, and I'm hoping that it will resonate with you as we kick off this podcast, truly to help you become braver today than you were yesterday. That truly is the intent in the conversations, the interviews we're going to have, some of the struggles, the triumphs, and also the tribulations that many go through. And I want to encourage you today, if you're here, if you're listening, thank you. I appreciate you. And I want you to understand that my sole intent is not just for you to become more brave, but what that's going to do for your life moving forward. And of course, one of the most important things and the key element of brave is the B. And the B stands for to believe in yourself. A lot of times we come into our days and come into our challenges and struggles, and it's hard to have belief in yourself, maybe belief into the plan that you have for yourself. And one of the biggest and most valuable things is to have more belief. And my goal in this podcast is to help encourage you, to help surround you with other people, to help you on the path to becoming more brave, but more importantly, to have more belief in yourself. And that's the first and foremost, belief, having belief. And a lot of times that requires to sometimes borrow belief, to also sometimes to just step out in faith and take action and to accrue that belief over time. So that's number one. The second core value in this brave movement and the Brave Today's podcast is to have respect. And it's really hard in a world where a lot of people just don't respect others. Is really, it has to come starting from you, having more respect for yourself. So now, once you have that belief, or at least are working towards more belief, is then to start to respect yourself more. And I don't know what that looked like for you. I don't know where maybe you're struggling in that department. I know for me, like respecting others, I lose respect for others, but really it comes down to a condition that I have in my own path, in my own journey, and having enough respect for myself. So in encouraging you moving forward in today, to think about the amount of level of respect that you have for yourself. And you may find out that respect will trickle out to your family members, your spouse, people you work with, maybe family members, friends, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the second pillar. The third is to accept. Now, I'm not saying if you're overweight and unhealthy and out of shape and you have a lot of issues and challenges and struggles and circumstances that they're stressful, right? But maybe accepting that today is what you have in front of you. This is what I have to do. This is where I'm at. This is the distance that I've made in my journey so far. And I can accept where I'm at today, but it doesn't mean I can't move forward into tomorrow, learn from my mistakes, to get information, to gain knowledge, to gain experience, and to be able to move forward, right? So that I can take another step tomorrow. And that's just accepting yourself right now. Now, you might not like the way you look in the mirror, but you may like the fact that you have another day to improve that position that you have about yourself in the mirror. You may not like the way that you're on medications, and you can maybe accept the fact that you might have to be on medications today, but moving forward, being braver tomorrow could mean that you take another step forward to getting off that medication. I hope that resonates with you. Now, number 4 is the value. So the value in realizing that, okay, like I have to value myself. Listen, if you're a man or woman of faith and you have faith, maybe strong, maybe you're not too sure on that, you probably believe in something, but you probably have some sort of value. Maybe it's from how you were raised. Maybe it's in your environment. Maybe it's in your spiritual journey. But there's probably some sense of value. And I want to encourage you, the more value you have for yourself, the better able you're going to move forward and be strong and more courageous and be brave tomorrow. So that's going to require you to take maybe some time to deep dive into how you value. What do you value most in your life? Do you value relationships? Do you value your health? Do you value maybe the temporary things of this world? Regardless, I'm not judging at all, but it is something that it would be very, very important if you're really struggling to find, like, really, I'm just having a hard time. I'm really afraid and I feel like a coward. And maybe that actually has to do with how you value yourself. So, and then of course, I honestly want to finish this up with the last key component here in our core values of brave, and partly how this word came to fruition is in equipping. Now, you can be believing in yourself, you can respect yourself, and you can accept yourself, and you can value yourself. And those are all good things. But one of the things that I found has really been instrumental in my own personal journey is, and a lot of other men and women that I've talked to and connected with and helped on their journeys as well, is to equip yourself. And one of the best ways to equip yourself is to make sure the environment that you're in is a healthy, safe environment, and the people that you surround yourself, whether it be at your workplace, in your family life, maybe in your friends kind of network, maybe in your church environment. And one of the things, when you surround yourself with people who have similar core values, you start to equip yourself. You start to learn from where maybe somebody else is at, and you're wanting to achieve something similar. And again, it's going to be easier for you to be better equipped when you are able to learn from others who have been where you want to go, whether that be in a church environment or in a work environment, or maybe even in a fitness environment. You see, in our coaching program, we have a lot of women who come in and they start to become better equipped to take care of their health and fitness, because they've submerged themselves in this environment. They've invested themselves into a coaching program, and they're actually developing a skill set. They're equipping themselves by developing a skill set that's going to take them forward into the next day so that they can be braver today. And that in essence is how this word, this brave, just has literally been something on my mind for the past 10 months. And it's been something that has really just transferred in an amazing way, has created the program that we have today. Our coaching program has helped me become more courageous in my step, in my spiritual journey, my faith, or my health journey, my relational journey, my business journey. And I want to encourage you, as you've made it to this podcast, however you've made it to here, the brave today truly is going to be about those core elements. And what I'm going to be doing is interviewing clients, interviewing people in my life, mentors, maybe even some pastors, relationships with my friends and family members you may see, but ultimately to help you on your path to becoming stronger and healthier and more independent in a world that's really trying to do the opposite effect. And that is truly my goal and intent. I encourage you as well. I don't plan on doing any advertising. So the only thing that I ask in return is, if you found value in this, is that you just do not hesitate to share the show. I'm on a movement to help over 1 million women on their health and fitness journey. And even if you're a dude listening in right now, there may be something coming down the pipelines. But for right now, I do appreciate, maybe you have a spouse or a family member or sister that would benefit from this podcast. And I am so truly grateful to have this opportunity, have this platform. And again, today you can be braver than you were yesterday. And that is the hopes and desire for this podcast. I hope this found you well, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a blessed day.